Hey guys, a couple of weeks ago, I posted a casting call on Casting Call Club. It was basically a voice acting talent show. I randomly generated 5 characters and gave each character one decently sized line. The characters are genderless, ageless, and nameless. I told the voice actors they could do whatever they wanted, as long as they stayed true to the character. So, let's see how they did. So, since this video was a lot longer than I thought it was going to be, I went ahead and split it up into 2 different videos. So if you only feel like watching one, that's fine, but I just felt like it would make this a lot easier. Alright, getting back into it, the first character I made was the romantic detective. I won't read the line because you'll already hear it enough times, so I'll just go ahead and read the description for you. You're a detective working on a cold case, but you're always up for a little bit of romance. Oh yeah, one more thing. I came up with a kind of crazy, wacky way of scoring this. I'll go ahead and put that in the description as well. So it's going to be out of 14, but I swear it makes sense. Alright, no more interruptions. Our first audition is Nathan Wagner.
So yeah, basically the chief told me that this is my last chance to prove myself or I can kiss my badge goodbye. Now, I know I have a job to do, I gotta catch that infamous badger thief. But after that, let's say you and I grab a coffee together.
This one always makes me smile every time I listen to it. It's just one of my favorites that has come out of this. I think he does it really well, and he does it a lot different than the rest of the auditions, which you'll soon see, because he really took charge of the character that he was playing. You could tell how deliberate his wording was with all of it. And just the emotions that he put into it really made you feel like this was an actual character talking. So all in all, I think he just nailed it. Although there were some things about his audio that were a little off, like it kind of had this weird distortion to it, which I do have to take off a couple points for that, because not only am I grading both your acting skills, but I am also scoring the actual mic quality. Because if you don't have good mic quality, you're not as likely to get as many roles. But other than that, his acting was amazing, hands down. That's why I am giving this a 13 out of 14. Next we have Piper 1.
Oh, the chief? Well, you know how it is. He told me it was my last chance to prove myself or I could kiss my badge goodbye, forever. Now, I know I have a job to do, but once I've caught the infamous badger thief, let's you and I grab a coffee together.
This is another very well done audition. I love the, oh, you know. I think that was really a really nice addition to it. I think the audio quality was pretty good. It was maybe a tad quiet. I think it could have had a little bit more emotion put into it, but other than that, it was still a really good take. The only real major gripe I have about it is that you can hear the audible breaths that he takes in between, which really you should be editing those out, even for auditions. But I mean, it's not a huge deal, but it is pretty important. So I'm giving this a 12.5. Alright, so next we have Daniel Alexander, and I'm going to preface his auditions by saying I don't know how seriously he took this. This was supposed to be fun, yes, but I don't know if he really tried. I don't want to accuse anyone of not trying, but it was clear he didn't really know some of the lines. I mean, and it's okay. I told people they could improv, I told them they could do whatever. But even when he improv'd with his own lines, it was clear they weren't thought through. But I am still going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he wasn't trolling and was actually trying to take this seriously. With that in mind, I'm going to be scoring his as if he was giving an actual attempt. You'll see what I mean.
The chief told me that this is my last chance to prove myself, or I can kiss my badge goodbye. Now, I know I have a job to do, but once I've caught the famous bagger thief, let's you and I grab some coffee together. The chief told me that this is my last chance to prove myself, or I'm gonna kiss my badge goodbye. Now, I know that I have a job to do, but once I've caught the famous bagger thief, let's you and I grab coffee together.
So, of course, the first thing I notice is that audio quality. That is the first thing that casting directors hear immediately when that first word comes on, or even before then. You can hear the background noise, you can hear the low audio quality of the actual vocals, and it's fine. I don't want to get on anyone and be like, oh, you can't be a voice actor if you don't have the right equipment, because that's not the most important part, and that's why when making up my rating system for this, I put an emphasis on making sure that you could score more points in the actual acting skills rather than what your mic quality is. But like I said, mic quality is one of the first things that you're going to notice when you listen to an audition, so it is very important. So the second thing I notice, he's saying a lot of things with kind of unnatural inflections to it. When you're acting, you're supposed to be trying to sound believable. In order to sound believable, you have to sound natural, and the way that he's doing it just doesn't come off that way. So my advice would be to work on saying things in like your natural speaking voice. Another thing that I notice is that he stumbles through a lot of his words. It's almost as if he just read through it once, or maybe he just read it as he was saying it, which is not acting. I think he really could have benefited from doing some noise reduction, or maybe even just recording in a quieter room. Secondly, he could have benefited from reading the line a couple times before getting in front of the microphone, and just reading it in his natural voice, and then maybe trying to add inflections later. Even with taking out my subjective opinion of whether this was good or bad, I went ahead and still gave it a 3.5, because I just can't imagine anyone looking for this kind of take. Alright, moving on, we have Matt Evers next.
The chief told me this is my last chance to prove myself, or I can kiss my badge goodbye. Now, I know I have a job to do, but once I've caught the infamous badger thief, let's you and I grab a coffee together.
So, this one was also well done, in both audio quality and acting. Although there were a couple things, like it being kind of quiet, so I didn't get very crisp audio, although it was very clean audio and you could hear it very well. And he did have a couple of audible breaths in between there, which we already know how I feel about that. And when it comes to the actual acting skills that he portrayed, overall he did really good. I might have preferred a little bit more emotion into it. It was kind of just a very standard take on it. So only a few minor flaws, which is why I gave this an 11.5. The last audition in the romantic detective bracket belongs to McHawkthorn.
The chief told me that this is my last chance to prove myself, or I can kiss my badge goodbye. Now, I know I have a job to do, but once I've caught the infamous badger thief, let's you and I grab a coffee together, baby.
God, I just love the voice actors that can just totally get into character and just make it their own. So looking at it like right off the bat without even hearing it, it may look like it is extremely loud, which in comparison to the rest of them, yes, it is extremely loud. But this is actually how loud I typically make my auditions. So I'm not mad about it, because I assume he probably normalized it to get it up to a more optimal volume. And because of that, he got the crispness that I was talking about earlier that comes with good audio. There's no better way to explain it than by listening to this audio. You can hear the complexity of his voice. Alright, I'm gonna stop gushing about the audio quality and start talking about his amazing acting. Oh my god. So, first of all, he had really great emphasis on each word. You could tell that the emotion he was putting into it was very deliberate, which is very similar to what Nathan did. And I'm so happy that both of them took the time to change the line a little bit to make it really personalized, which is what I was really hoping that people would do. But enough about that. I'm gonna go ahead and give McHawkthorn a 13 out of 14. So this bracket has come to a close. So I'll present the final standings now. While that's going on, here was my attempt at this character that I did before hearing any of the other auditions. So it's probably gonna be bad. The chief told me this is my last chance to prove myself, or I can kiss my badge goodbye. Now, I know I have a job to do, but once I've caught the infamous badger thief, let's you and I grab a coffee together. Surprisingly, I think I said the line similarly to how some other people said the line. Maybe I didn't have the same exact inflections or the same emotion, but the pattern in which I said it was very similar. So I mean, I don't really know how to judge myself. I was going to try to, but I really don't think I can. I don't know how I feel about this audition. And with that ends the romantic detective bracket, which means we are going on to the excited peddler. So here's the direction that I gave the voice actors. You're very excited to sell your wares to anyone and everyone. You'll go on for days talking about all of your exciting trinkets. Alright, so starting us off in no particular order, we have JSP_voice.
Adventurer! Ah, yes, you! The one with the big bag to carry many items. Perhaps I could interest you in a flopsy sock? A gabagool? A who's it, what's it? Wait, where are you going? I have much more to show you.
I think he did a really good job. I loved the energy that he brought to it. He had like the perfect energy of being excited. Although his audio quality was a little off, but I mean, it's okay. It's nothing too major. The only thing that I wasn't impressed by with his acting skills was how he was listing off things, because they were all kind of said in the same inflection, which is hard to really make a list of things sound interesting. But it does really add a complexity to your acting that you really should work on. I'm not just talking to JSP Voice, but I'm talking to everyone who does voiceover work. But other than some of those technical issues, it was really good. So that's why I'm giving this a 12 out of 14. On to AMikeForYou. What a great name, right? I love the play on words.
Adventurer! Ah, yes, you! The one with the big bag to carry many items. Perhaps I could interest you in a flopsy sock, a gobble-goo, a who's it, what's it. Wait. Where are you going? I have so much more to show you! Adventurer! Ah, yes, you! The one with the big bag to carry many items. Perhaps I could interest you in a flopsy sock, a gobble-goo, a who's it, what's it. Wait, where are you going? I have much more to show you!
Again, we have an audition with really good energy. I could see him moving to these words. I could just see the actions that the character would be taking. So I think he did it acting-wise very well. Although he did have quite a few technical issues. Like the audio was a bit too loud. We were getting a lot of clipping in the audio when it was peaking too high. So some of it was getting cut off. I'm not sure if maybe they were too close to the mic, or maybe they just had their gain level set up too high. But as a general rule, you should be able to take your thumb, place it next to your lips, and then extend out your pinky, and your pinky should be just about touching your microphone, and that's about where you should stand from it. And I think this might also be the issues that he was having, because some people may or may not have picked up on this, but he had a lot of plosives, which if you don't know what a plosive is, it's pretty much when you make a P sound and the wind gets caught in the microphone. Sort of like that is a plosive. Generally, a way that you can avoid this is to either stand further back from the mic, or you could have the mic just off the side of where your mouth is, of where the direction you're talking is. Because right now, I am talking to the side of my mic. It is about 3 inches away from my face diagonally. And that way I don't get any plosives when I say P. So it's a very handy trick so that you're not getting that really uncomfortable sound. So without all those technical issues, this audition could have gotten a higher score, but because of those technical issues, I had to give it a 10 out of 14. But don't get discouraged by that because it was a really good audition. Trust me. Alright, and again, we have Piper 1.
Adventurer. Ah, yes, you. The one with the big bag to carry many items. Perhaps I could interest you in a flopsy sock, a gabagool, a who's it what's it. Wait, where are you going? I have much more to show you.
So I think for his take, he did a little bit more of a low energy excited rather than a more upbeat excited like the rest of the ones that we've seen so far. He still put in the right energy for it. Like you could feel that he was trying to sell you something. He was trying to encourage you. So I still thought overall it was a very well done audition. That being said, I feel like there could have been a little bit more immersion and a little bit more emotion into it to make it feel a little bit more natural. And again, there were of course audible breaths again. So because of all of that, it's gonna have to be a 13. Damn near perfect. Alright, up next we have, I'm gonna butcher your name, ReshaneF. So sorry if I didn't pronounce that correctly.
Adventurer! Ah, yes, you! The one with the big bag to carry many items. Perhaps I could interest you in a floppy stick, or a gabagool, or a who's it what's it. Wait, where are you going? I have so much more to show you.
While listening to this one, I found it really funny because it sounded exactly like a merchant from an old Sierra game. If anyone knows what I'm talking about, I'm talking about the merchant from King's Quest. It was a very similar like speech pattern, and I don't know, it just really kind of sounded like it, and I thought it was really funny. I didn't find this audition entirely outstanding. I felt like it was lacking a couple of good things, like some really good emotion behind it, and also the way that he was kind of talking. The fluidity of it was kind of flat, so it kind of just left me with this dull feeling, but I think it had a really good backbone. But sadly, I'm still going to give it a 9 out of 14. It would have really helped if he took out some of the mouse clicks, because that's not really something that you want placed in there as well. And here's McHawkthorn again.
Adventurer, yes you, the one with the big bag to carry many items. Perhaps I could interest you in a floppy sock, a gabagool, a who's it what's it. Wait, where are you going? I have much more to show you.
Here's a great example of having an unnaturally sounding voice that still is a believable performance. Because doing voices like this does kind of amplify your performance in a way, because it fits the character that you're trying to make. It was very well done in terms of acting, and pretty much everything else. So there's not really a whole lot much more to say about it. But there were a couple of peaking in the audio because it was a little bit loud. So because of that, it gets a 13 out of 14. And here's Matt again.
Adventurer. Ah, yes, you. The one with the big bag to carry many items. Perhaps I could interest you in a flopsy sock. A gabagool. Who's it, what's it? Wait, where are you going? I have much more to show you. Come back!
I really just want to commend him on doing that listing thing that I was talking about, making it interesting. He said each one with a different inflection and gave real emphasis to them. It made it more interesting. And I also love the energy that he put into being so distraught at the end. I think it was great. So I'm gonna give this one a 13 out of 14. Alright, here's another one of Daniel's.
Hey, adventurer! Ah, yeah, you, come and check out my stuff. Come on. It don't hurt you. No, come on. Come check out my stuff. I have gobbledygook, floppy gob, cheese and rice, and I also have some Ben K's latest video and all sorts of other stuff too. You come and check it out. Wait, where are you going? Come on, 50% off. Come on. All right, 70. Then you clean me out. Everything.
So, as you can tell, this was not the line that I wrote, which, again, it's fine. This is probably one of the better improvs that he tried doing. He didn't really mess up any words, which you'll see later on, but overall, it wasn't a bad performance. He had a pretty decent energy for it. He got into the character, even though I don't really know what he was going for. So I was kind of lost on it a little bit, and sometimes it was really hard to understand what he was saying. And of course, he still has the audio issues of the background noise, and he had some clipping of the audio. But since I thought it was slightly better than the last one he did, I went ahead and gave this one a 5.5 out of 14. Alright, now it is Katoragi. I hope I pronounced that right.
Adventurer! Ah yes, you! The one with the big bag to carry many items. Perhaps I could interest you in a flopsy sock? A gobblegoo? A who's it what's it? Wait! Where are you going? I have much more to show you!
So first things first, the audio is a little distorted and kind of hard to hear. And second of all, it seems like he's trying to do a voice that he's not comfortable with. And everything is starting to sound like it's being said in a very weird inflection, so everything just comes off as kind of disjointed. And not only that, but he's giving almost everything that same weird inflection, so it's all the same. So there's not really much complexity to it in the first place. I did, however, like the character that he was kind of coming up with. It seemed like it could be some kind of character with a little bit of tweaking, maybe. He at least was being consistent with how it was, so I mean, he's got that going for him. But with all of the negative things against it, I had to put this at a 6 out of 14. And finally, we have our first female voice actor, Alexandra Soundron, I believe is how you pronounce that.
Adventurer! Ah, yes, you, the one with the big bag to carry many items. Perhaps I could interest you in a flopsy sock. A gobblegoo? A who's it what's it? Oh, wait, where are you going? I have so much more to show you.
I just want to comment, her voice is so adorable, and I don't know what her accent is, but I love it. Anyway, on to the scoring. So, first of all, it's really quiet. You can just barely hear it. So I did have to kind of dock points for that, but when listening to the actual acting, it did feel a little plain, but I did like it. It could have used a bit more expression to it, and I don't know if I really got excitement from it. This wouldn't be the person I would cast for this kind of role, but it is definitely valid for maybe a less eccentric merchant character. So with all of its positives and negatives, I ended up going with an 8 for this one. Alright, we're now back to Nathan. Hope you guys don't mind me calling you by your first names, sorry.
Adventurer! Ah, yes, you! The one with the big bag to carry many items! Perhaps I could interest you in a floppy sock! A gobblegool? A who's it what's it? Wait, where are you going? I have much more to show you, adventurer! Get back here!
He makes me giggle with all of his characters that he does. I think he just has this absurd amount of energy that he just loves to thrust on his characters that he does. He just has a really great way of just emphasizing things and just getting into character. The one thing that I was a little upset with, though, is the fact that the whole listing off things was pretty much said in the same inflection. And of course, the audio quality is still a little distorted, which means I'm gonna have to put this at a 12.5 out of 14. Ending this bracket off with Slimjay.
Adventurer! Ah, yes, you! The one with the big bag to carry many items. Perhaps I could interest you in a flopsy sock? A gobblegool? A who's it what's it? Wait, where are you going? I have much more to show you!
I think with this audition, the biggest thing he suffered from was talking too fast. There's nothing wrong with having a fast talking character, but everything was kind of the same pace, the same really fast pace. He would have benefited from maybe slowing down on some words to put a little bit more emphasis, and it probably would have sounded a little bit more natural for the character, and it wouldn't have sounded as rushed as it did. Other than that, I think he had really good emotions and was really good with the character. But because it was so fast, there was really not a lot of time to get into the character as much as I would have liked him to, which is why I'm gonna end up giving this a 10 out of 14. Alright, here are the scores and my attempt. Adventurer, yes, you! The one with the big bag to carry many items. Perhaps I could interest you in a flopsy sock? A gabagool? A whoozy what's it? Wait, where are you going? I have much more to show you. Wow, and I was getting on people for not being excited. Get a load of this low energy. Alright, on to the third bracket, which was my favorite, but apparently nobody else agreed because it had the second least amount of auditions. This one being the compassionate Tsundere. This one, the character description was, deep down, you're really a nice person. But when you get nervous around the person you like, you can't help but say the opposite of how you feel. Tsunderes are one of my favorite characters to play actually, but I totally get why people might not want to. Let's go ahead and have Daniel start us off, because I actually thought he did the best in this one, probably because he kept it a little bit shorter than the rest of them.
You again? When are you gonna find out that we're not friends? I don't even know you. You plus have an ugly face. Whatever. You're crying? I'm sorry. Whatever.
This one did actually really make me laugh. I did think it was really humorous and funny, although I know that that's not how I'm grading them, but I actually did enjoy this one. I think that he kind of really did get into the character a bit more in this one, and I think he really started it off pretty good too. Almost throughout the whole thing, he had a pretty good emotion for it that I could actually follow, but there wasn't a whole lot of substance to it, and the audio quality was still not what I was looking for. So because of that, I'm giving it a 6 still. Alright, here's Matt again.
Ugh, you again? When are you gonna realize that we're not friends? You're so annoying. Hey, wait. Are you crying? Oh, crap. I didn't make you cry. Now I feel bad. This is all your fault for being so friendly.
Overall, I liked Matt's performance. I don't think it was as good as some of the other ones that he had done. And just in general, I didn't get the feelings that I think should have come with this. Even putting aside my subjective thoughts about it, I still feel like the character that he might have been going for could have benefited from a little bit more of a different direction with the emotions he was portraying. And I would have liked for the last line to have been a bit different, because it was supposed to be a bit of a switch to the personality, and it was supposed to show the complexity of the character, so I just wish he would have spent a little bit more time thinking about the character that he was playing. So for that, I'm going to give it a 12 out of 14. Alright, next is Scarlett Kun.
You again? When are you going to realize that we're not friends? You're so annoying! Wait, are you crying? Oh crap, I didn't mean to make you cry. Now I feel bad. This is all your fault for being so friendly. You again? When are you going to realize that we're not friends? You're so annoying. Wait, are you crying? Oh crap, I didn't mean to make you cry. Now I feel bad. This is all your fault for being so friendly. And just for kicks, I'm not a da-da-dum-dum-da-da. I have a jello heart, I'm not that mean.
I love that throughout the recording, you can occasionally pick up the sound of the water bottle. That's a reminder to drink water, everybody, okay? I don't care if you're not doing voiceover or anything. Drink water, okay? It's important. Okay, but anyway. So, obviously, the audio quality is not what I'm looking for. It's got distortion, it's not very clean, so you can't really pick up the intricacies of the voice. And of course, it does do a bit of clipping on the audio when it starts to peak. So overall, that kind of makes it a little hard to listen to. But getting into the actual acting part, this is where I think overacting becomes a problem. Because you're at this constant level of being upset, which is okay for maybe a very cartoonish character. But it doesn't show a whole lot of complexity. They kept it that same level of emotion, not really changing or anything. It was all just very high energy in a way that was kind of off-putting. It is, however, a valid take for something else, but I think overall it wasn't terrible. It just could have been better. So that leads me to give this an 8 in combination with the audio quality and the acting skills. Next is Piper 1.
Ugh, you again? When are you going to realize we're not friends? You're so annoying. Hey, wait. Are you crying? Oh, crap. I didn't mean to make you cry. Now I feel bad. This is all your fault for being so friendly.
My man nailed the pacing and the inflections and the emotions that I wanted from this. I thought it was really good and really well done. One critique that I have is that I would have liked if maybe he had changed the spacing in between each word and each line that he was saying, so that maybe some lines and some phrases could have had a bit more complexity to it. But it felt like each line was said and then had the exact same amount of pause in between each phrase or word. And I just would have liked it a little bit more different, but that's kind of just very minimal, so not too bad. So overall, I'm just gonna give this a 13 out of 14 because it was pretty much amazing. Here's AJLinkowsky, I think is how you pronounce it.
You again? When are you going to realize that we're not friends? You're so annoying. Hey, wait, are you crying? Oh crap, I didn't mean to make you cry. Now I feel bad. This is all your fault for being so friendly. You again. When are you going to realize that we're not friends? You're so annoying. Hey, wait, are you crying? Oh crap, I didn't mean to make you cry. Now I feel bad. This is all your fault for being so friendly. You again. When are you going to realize that we're not friends? You're so annoying. Hey, wait, are you crying? Oh crap, I didn't mean to make you cry. Now I feel bad. This is all your fault for being so friendly.
So this one obviously has some issues, but I really do like it. It has such a charm to it, even if it's not like professional grade or anything. But I don't know, it sounds like one of those ASMR audio roleplay things. Plus, I think he has a really adorable voice, which really suits the character, so that's a bonus. But despite all that, there was obviously audio issues, like it wasn't very clean and there was a lot of background noise, especially in the last take that he did, and there were audible mouse clicks. When it came to his actual acting, it was kind of flat. There wasn't a whole lot of emotion or too much inflection change to it, but it did have a good amount of emotion behind it that I really liked. Like especially how he started the first one. You could really just feel that frustration of ugh. So I think overall he did a good job, but I'm still gonna have to give this an 8 out of 14. Alright, ending this bracket with McHawkthorn.
You again. When are you going to realize that we're not friends? You're so annoying. Hey, wait, are you crying? Oh crap, I didn't make you cry, alright? Now I feel bad. This is all your fault for being so friendly.
I did like this one. I think he did very good on the inflections. I just wish that there was more emotion behind it. He was kind of doing more of a flippant character, but since this is kind of a more complex character, that's probably why a lot of people had difficulty with this one. I just really wish that there would have been a bit more behind it, but other than that, I think it was really good. So I'm giving this one a 12.5 out of 14. let's take a listen to what I did for this character. You again. When are you going to realize that we're not friends? You're so annoying. Hey, wait. Are you crying? Ah, crap. I didn't mean to make you cry. Now I feel bad. This is all your fault for being so friendly. I'm not exactly surprised that I kind of did better at the Tsundere character, but I am realizing, now listening to everyone else's, that there was so much more that I could be doing with my acting. Like, this has really opened my eyes to what I need to be doing and what I need to be tweaking, what I need to be getting more in touch with. Well, that ends it for this part of the video. Feel free to check out the second half to see the other two characters that I came up with, and I will see you soon.